Hello and welcome to this week's new adventure in the world of Shadowrun. I am joined as usual because I searched the streets and could get nobody else and just had to ask the same people back again. I am... so we can actually hear that on your mic, Big, when she walks by. She sounded a bit cross.
Stupid Yeti picks up everything.
yeah, picks up absolutely everything. When do we see you with your new background, Longshanks? I was thinking this. When do you get you?
The 11th.
I'm going to miss that checkerboard curtain behind you. It's going to be completely different.
Yeah. He's taking them with him.
Yeah.
These aren't even my actual curtains because this isn't even my bedroom.
It's just in somebody else's room altogether.
Someone else's house.
In their computer.
This is next door neighbours.
Yeah, it's just
hopefully they won't wake up.
Yeah, there's somebody sleeping. Oh my, I'm a bit wonky in this camera. Let me just...
Hang on, let me get another roofie.
Yeah. Say again, sorry.
Big got it.
Was it rude?
No.
It was rude, wasn't it?
No, just legal, not rude.
All right.
Big's muted though, so nobody can hear me.
Oh, that's excellent. Cool. I thought he was playing well, actually. Anyway, welcome to this. Put your missus on instead. Oh, no. Put your missus on instead. Anyway, welcome. I always like to start off by letting the players introduce their characters. So if you're new to the game, Shadowrun is a mixture of cybertech and guns and the Matrix and magic, and these people getting killed very quickly in a world that is full of danger. And we're going to go down there to somebody who is called Chuggerwugger. Chuggerwugger, who do you play in this fantastic adventure of mine?
In this fantastic adventure of yours, and it
no, you were meant
fantastic.
To say, in Wills, tonight I will be playing.
No, I never do as I'm told. I am playing FaZe. FaZe is the decker of the team, the cyber expert, the person that deals with all the computer hacking, internet searches, or matrix searches. It's not internet searches. I hold the record of the only member of the team who hasn't yet murdered anybody. So yes,
have you not killed anybody yet?
Not killed nobody.
Wow,
I know. So yes, FaZe, bald, heavily tattooed, early 20s, short. That's me.
You know, you normally used to surprise us because every adventure you used to do either a long introduction or something in rhyme, and it's just slowly gone downhill. I'm afraid it's just gone from. As if you can't be bothered now. To be quite honest with you.
Can't be bothered.
Yeah, excellent. Let's go straight below me down to Longshanks. EPG. Who are you playing tonight?
Well, hello there, everyone. I am Carrot. I'm a mage who's been fairly well brought up in sort of like slightly north of London to sort of like middle to high ranking corporate parents who were brutally murdered by someone who I don't by trolls basically, and I don't like trolls because of that. They're stinky, horrible people. And I am currently living in hiding in Southside, where I've met up with these two other runners, and I'm a mage, so I cast magic stuff. I do magic to protect the party.
Excellent.
And myself.
And sometimes you use a gun.
Very rare. I think I've used it once,
and what did you do?
I did not appreciate. I used it rather foolishly. And cold-bloodedly murdered someone.
You were quite good with it.
I think that's what happened, but I think I blocked it from my memory as well. So
you're quite good with it, though. You were quite good with it. And finally, down there in the little corner there, in his little corner, who have we got down there?
I'm Big Beastie, and I'm playing Billy Bob, who's the tank of the group. He's an ex-soldier that sadly got kicked out, and he ended up living on the streets. And then along came FaZe and kindly opened up his home.
Oh,
And now he just takes advantage.
Worst mistake ever.
it's the hair. It's the hair. The coarse hair that he just leaves everywhere. It's atrocious. We keep trying to train him to pick it out of the bath
out of the
shower,
sink. Yeah,
it's not working.
No good at all. Anyway, we are going to introduce the. I've been fiddling with the intro. Okay, so don't expect much, but I have changed things slightly on it because Chugawugga kept complaining that I wasn't doing anything special with it. So I've done something slightly product placement, thank you, slightly different on the intro tonight. So I hope you actually do enjoy it. So for you at home and everybody here, here is the introduction to Shadowrun. And we are back. Right, I'm waiting. Chugawugga needs to say something. He was very quiet through that. Right, we're not a fan, are we not, Chugawugga?
No, I thought it was okay.
Okay, right.
I thought the first pictures could have stayed on a bit longer before pixelating in.
Yeah, but they see you all the time, so I wanted to get to the real picture. Okay,
but they like seeing me.
No, that's when
easy on the eye.
I'm not too sure that is actually. Or chest pains. I'm really worried. I keep getting chest pains. I think I'm dying. If I suddenly.
Shanks, how old were you in that picture? Were you like?
That was 19th birthday at uni.
Oh,
I can't even remember when I was 19.
No, I can't.
In Vietnam, the average age of the combat soldier was 19.
Okay, so let's. I want to know who you were pretending to kiss on yours, Big B, because I sort of sliced off that strange man that was next to you.
It was actually Chugawugga.
Yeah,
It was.
there was Chugawugga doing this. Excellent. So welcome to tonight's adventure. So we are actually starting a brand new adventure and our series of adventures, and the party has been paid 9,000 credits and gained some karma from the last adventure, where they were hired by both the Equalizers, a sort of like top group of Shadowrunners, and somebody called Mr. Credit, to actually protect Mr. Credit and Miss Datapad while they were actually in the area before they went off to see the mayor. And after that, they did all right. It was one of your more successful adventures, and there was various things that I was very pleased about. I was very pleased that somebody actually noticed that you were going the wrong way back to the hotel, even though I provided a map for you, which I thought was quite good. I thought you did very well in the underground. There was a lot of intimidation and very little killing. And I thought you were very good how you actually managed to block some devices. I was quite impressed by that phase, that you sort of like managed to break some guns. I think you broke some guns, didn't you? You know, I often look back on it and I often wonder, why didn't you never take the brake off the elevator when the people were inside it? I often wondered that. You know, so they came up in the elevator, the doors opened, you just released the brake at the top of the elevator, and they would have gone, what? I kept, instead you played open and closing with the doors. I did think you were going to do that, actually, but sadly you didn't. You didn't. But there's one for the future, and don't worry, there's no elevators in this adventure, so I haven't given you a chance at anything. Okay, so you start the adventure very soon after your last one. You will be assumed that you're camping out in your local apartment that you all have, and you live all together in Southside. I'll bring up the map for you, and we'll just go on to that so you can see it. Where's your little house? Oh, there it is.
It's the big red dot in the
yeah, the runner's place there. That's where you all live. And you have been sort of like healing up if any of you had any injuries or stun damage. Let's just assume that you've been resting the correct amount of time in order to get all those boxes back. So assume that your boxes, your condition monitors are up to date and everything's top knock and you're ready for your next adventure. It's actually an interesting call you get, because it actually comes yet again from Jacob, who, if you remember, is the mage from the equalizers. And so far you are aware of two of the equalizers that you have met up with, one being Jacob the mage and the other one being Badger the rigger. And if you remember, Badger the rigger was assigned to help you in the last adventure, which he did extremely well, including getting you out of a rather sticky situation at one point. However, it's Jacob that actually calls you all and sort of like rings your... Well, he actually doesn't... he sort of like appears in VR, so it's not coming up in person. It's actually phoning your comlinks. Who would like to pick the call up?
I will.
Okay, so it comes through to Carrot's comlink, and then it's automatically shared between you all. And he goes, he says, no, you didn't do too bad on the last adventure, guys. You didn't do too bad at all. I was quite impressed with some of the tactics you used. You were quite impressed with some tactics. But he says, I got a bit of an interesting proposition for you. I've got a friend who would like some assistance, and I sort of like suggested that you guys would be the right sort of people for them.
Oh, really? It sounds really good.
Well, I think it might be up your street, because I've got a friend who's actually a street doc, and I see that sometimes you get a little bit bashed up, and I thought it might be quite good if you almost like make her acquaintance, if that's something that you would be interested in.
sounds rather good, because we do tend to get, or some of us do tend to get rather beaten up. At this point, I don't look. I look at myself and Chugawuga. I completely ignore. Myself and FaZe. I completely ignore Billy Bob because everything just bounces off him.
I don't think he can be hit by anything. I think he's almost like indestructible, Billy Bob. He says, I just need to make you aware, guys, that this isn't a job for me. I'm not paying you anything this time, but she's got some interesting propositions for you. You might want to go and check her out and see what she's got lined up for you. I'll ping you her location. It's actually not that far from where you are, and
that's rather convenient. Thank you. Yes.
And if you're watching the map, guys, the ping comes up. I'm just marking it on with orange. Can you see it?
All right.
That one.
Yeah,
That's the one I'm pinging. Okay, cool.
Her name's Ida. That's just IDA. Her name's Ida. She's a street doc, and she needs you to complete a certain job for her, and she's prepared to pay you in one or two ways. So I suggest you sort of like head off and pay her a visit. She's always open to friendly customers, whether or not they're bleeding or not. But, just be careful. You never know what's going to be lurking in these street dock places. There might be the odd corp guard, or maybe the odd rogue cyberling. You never know. Shall I give her a call and tell her that you're on your way?
That would be very good. Thank you very much.
Okay then. So he sort of like says, I tell you, how long? An hour.
What time is it now?
I'm just adjusting your clock. It's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock in the morning.
And how far away would it take us to get there?
Well, if you remember when you measure, can you remember we had a talk about this? That really
measured in time.
Yeah, it's literally measured in time. So that's 20, 30. It's about 40 minutes away in
Right.
Rusty Rosie Lee. Is it Rusty Rosie Lee, your car? I always forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Unless, of course, you wanted to, you could walk if you wish. That's assumed to be driving.
Let's say midday then. We'll meet her at midday.
Yeah.
He says, that's fine. I'll let you know. I'll let Ida know that you're coming at midday. And he terminates the call.
So we've got the location of where we're going.
Mm.
Can we bring up a map or have a look to see whether or not it's a business or an apartment or.
Yeah, you could do a matrix search for me. Yeah, it's not an apartment. It's actually a place of business. It's it's like a street level doctors. So it's where people go. It's not sort of like high tech or anything. It's very low tech. So it's where people who might have a gun injury, might want some cheap cyber eyes. So basically, it's what you would class as a street docs place.
Okay. Yeah, sort of like a street clinic.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Okay.
I've marked
Right.
it. I've marked it on
Sorry?
here. Yeah. You
So
should be able
can
to see that.
Oh yes, yeah, we can see it. See it now. Okay, so the only name that we've got for this woman is Ida.
Ida, yeah.
So we don't know whether or not it's a first name, last name, or even a pseudonym that she's using. It can we see anything on the outside of this building? Does it?
Are
does
you
it give a-
are you heading there now?
No, not yet. I didn't know whether or not, when you went onto the maps, whether or not it was like Google Maps and you could go on to and sort of like look at the
No,
footage.
the map software basically gives you the fastest route there, or
Right.
the how to get there, and then your skill would actually give you the because is it you who has sort of like street shortcuts and things like that?
I have
Yeah.
South Side shortcuts.
Yeah. So, and the advert on the internet, which is what you got from your 2 successes, is really saying things like what sort of like procedures she will carry out for things like if you're stuck with that bullet wedged in your gut, then go to Ida's place, or fancy a new cyber limb. Top knock limbs at basic prices.
Okay. So, but apart from that, we don't know anything else about her. We don't.
Would you
know
not be
what
able to
she
Google
looks
it,
like or anything.
like, or with the equivalent of Google?
That's exactly what comes up with the 2 searches. That's what FaZe did. He googled.
So nothing, no picture of her or anything.
There is a picture of her, but one thing that I will say to you is that you're not too sure how old the picture is.
Can't see that.
Okay.
Can you see her?
Okay.
Yeah. That's one big monocle.
That's sort of like the Google map. That's sort of like the Google image. A bit of a spooky moon in the background. And sort of like an obvious sort of like church there to give atmosphere. And that's look, she's carrying scissors in a belt pouch and a scalpel in the other one.
Proper doctor.
Yeah.
And not to forget the leather apron.
Yeah.
Protect from all the mess.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sort of like, leather up the arms to stop blood going onto a white. I mean, I always think white's such a sensible out colour for, patients, for doctors to wear. Yeah.
I wonder what type of doctor she is, though, whether or not she's a medical doctor or a magical practitioner.
Ooh. Sorry, let's
Something
all say
for
that.
long
Let's all.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just
wonder.
I'm just actually making the adventures up to each give you a partner. That's it. So Big, you've got your partner now. Now this is for Longshanks, and then I'm still trying desperately to find somebody for Sugar Wugger. It's proving very
I've been
difficult.
trying all my life.
I know.
It's Sal.
He-
Sal was us.
Even on the internet. So So are you happy to?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything that we need to find out before we.
Are you finished with
before
the
we head
picture?
out there. Oh, no,
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, we're finished with it.
You sure? Okay, it's gone. Okay then.
So we'll wait until about 11:15, and then we'll 11:15, and then we'll head out there in a good old Rosie.
Okay, excellent. So you'll have to, I'm going to put the clock to 12 o'clock when you arrive, because I can't put it on 11:15 because I only did hours. Okay. Post stream. I'll put my hat on in a second. Billy Bob, you need to roll your ground vehicle skill. We just need to roll it the first time just to make sure that we get Rosie Lee up and running, because she's a bit temperamental.
3.
Oh wow, yeah. Obviously, Handbrake's been Handbrake's been doing some yeah, Handbrake's been fiddling with it, because that is a pretty good dice roll to start off with. So you start it off with one, you know, you guys are sat in it, and for the first time ever, Rosie Lee actually goes and Billy Bob
I look shocked over it. What did the passenger say?
Yeah.
Aaron reaches forward out of the back and just pats him on the shoulder.
Billy Bob sort of like goes, and then goes,
I've got this stunned look on my face. Like,
yeah, and we head off. So just roll it again to make sure that you get there without actually breaking down.
You just want me to mess up now, don't you?
Don't critically fail, Big. Please don't. Otherwise, we will end up at Ida's place, but as patients.
Yeah, that.
2.
Oh yeah, no. So you drive round and you arrive quite nicely at what appears to be a surgery. It seems to be some kind of clinic, and the frontage of it is very almost like neon. It's very sort of like flashy, you know. There's one of these things, you know, like the ones that you get at Christmas when they're sort of like neon tubes and they change, you know. So the first one's a guy with 2 legs. The next one, he's got a leg blown off. The next one, he's just 1.5 legs. And the next one, he's got a new cyber limb for it. And it sort of like flicks us up on your comm links as you sort of like see it like that. And his face changes from sort of like that as it sort of like goes through. There seems to be, from the outside, it looks very clean. But you do notice that there's some rather unsavory people walking in and out. You wouldn't say that it's probably the most upmarket place to get your cyber limps from, or get fixed up, you know, or repaired after a gunfight. And you see some people that you might actually think of maybe could be gang members. They could be almost like down and outs, and some of them just seem to be business members or corp people or wage slaves who are actually sort of like thinking, oh, this is the cheapest place to go. However, there's no shouting, there's no spitting. Everybody seems to be rather pleased with the work and are happy for it. So just to give you an indication of what it looks like, this is sort of like the base. These down here seems to be like beds, and for various people to live in, recuperating. This up here seems to be some kind of medical theatre, and then this seems to be the prep room here. This of course is the bathroom area. This is where all the medicine, etc., is taken place in. This seems to be some kind of private consultation room, and then this is sort of like a waiting area.
This is the front door here, isn't it?
Yes, that's where you enter, and there's actually, just like it says there, there's a little narrow way. So you open the front door, and then you go in, and there's a little sort of like corridor. Then you go into the main room. So you would have thought if late at night, people can probably open the front door but not get into the second door, but actually be off the street. And it's interesting because in this area here, you notice that there's quite a lot of blood stains around here, as if it's almost like a holding area from one area to the next.
What type of area is it in? Is it in a higher class area?
No, not at all.
Because it's sort of like it's getting towards the Silver Spur side.
Yeah.
Of
So
town.
if you have a look at, let me just whiz you back to the map. If you remember, this line, the dotted line that goes across, that's a sort of like the break. So it's quite in the it's not actually, it's middle class enough to have things like surgery equipment, and so it's good enough to be sterile, but it's not good enough to be, it's not something that Mr. Yang would frequent. You don't even think the equalizers would come here. Oh.
And what's sort of like on either side of it? Is it just more...
Has your Roll20 just gone dead?
No.
No.
I think so.
Oh, mine did on screen.
Oh, you've
No, I'm still...
disappeared and come back.
Yeah, I brought it back. Don't worry. I brought it back with the power of my mind.
Thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord.
Can you do a constitution saving roll?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so what's on either, sort of like either side of it? Is it just more businesses or is
Yeah.
it residential or?
It's literally more... Oh, 9. That wasn't very good.
You contract a small infection.
Yeah. Hopefully that's going to be a reflection of my rolls and not your rolls. Okay. Sorry, FaZe, what was that?
What's sort of like on either side of the...
Yeah, it just seems like pharmaceutical places, businesses. It's not like in a pub sector or anything like that. It seems to be more sort of like office supplies, pharmaceuticals. It's not like boutiques. It seems to be more sort of like up to date, where you would get your medicine, even when you might get things like guns or ammo or things like that. It tends to be sort of like more a runner area for equipment rather than boutiques.
Right.
Okay. Was there a reception desk or a receptionist or something
Yeah, I was going to...
in the thing so we can go up and ask rather than just wandering around?
No, it seems to be that there's just sort of like people wandering in and out. But once you get through the door, you're actually met by somebody who you assume is Ida. And Ida is really interesting because she looks nothing like her internet picture at all. You know it's Ida.
Always the way.
Yeah, it knows it's always the way, isn't it? Look what happened to you, Big. It's just, she has a little badge on that says Dr. Ida. And she's actually, you think she might be almost like half elven or of some description. She's definitely not pure elf, but you notice that she's got slightly pointy ears, and she's quite she's quite rough and ready. She's nothing like the picture at all. She's quite plump, and her sort of like her utility belt is taut round her stomach, and she sort of like has a messy apron on, and she seems to be she's, as she comes towards you, she undoes the gloves and finds a sort of like a yellow bin as close to her as she can, and just sort of like pops it into it, and you can see there's still the remnants of blood on it, so she's obviously been in some kind of operation. And she just sort of like looks at you guys, and she sort of goes, "Been inspector, you lot, come on, this way." And you suddenly think, that's strange. You probably were expecting quite a rather elven, sing-song voice coming out of her, and yet it's quite almost like manly, for want of a better word. And she's quite rough and ready. And she takes you into this room here, and she sort of like tells you to settle down. She sort of like offers you a seat, etc. And she says, "Right," she says, I think I got some work for you guys if you would like it. Interested?"
It sounds like it could be good. Could we have some details, please?
Yeah, well, it's quite simple, actually. She says, "I know you have no love for the corporate people at all, and neither do I, but they do have really good medicine supplies. And I thought, well, I didn't think, Jacob told me that you might be the people to be able to help me with something, because I would like you guys. I'm just changing accent as I slur. I would like you guys to steal some medicine supplies for me, some medical supplies. She says, you know, it's really hard down here. We don't get the corporate backing. So now and again, I have to go into more undercover ways to get me medical supplies, if you know what I mean.
I understand, of course, yeah. Yes.
So, she says, she actually takes out what appears to be a cigarette from a belt and sticks it into her mouth and lights it up. So, I wonder whether or not you would be up for some, say, undercover work?
I cast a quick glance to FaZe and Billy Bob to see their reaction before answering.
Yeah, we'll go for it.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be.
Billy Bob's thinking that Ida could be a nice replacement for Handbrake. He's going.
Does she have an Adam's apple though?
Roll your perception, FaZe.
Yes, we'll definitely be up for that. It's one of our specialties.
Adam's apples.
No, undercover operations.
You actually have a look, but she seems to be wearing almost like a polo neck white sweatshirt on. So you're not too sure. Well, she says, so this is how it goes. Every now and again, there's a delivery of medical supplies leaves a delivery company called Translocation.
Translocation. Okay.
She says, do you want me to spell it for you, dear?
No, I'm perfectly fine.
Excellent.
Again, I cast a glance at Billy Bob.
I'm looking over your shoulder.
She looks at you, Carrot, and then suddenly just sort of like covers her neck up like this, just to make sure so she doesn't get shot in it. She says, every now and again, there's a delivery that leaves Translocation, and it goes down to the docks, and it's blooming obvious where it's going. It's going to those pesky Firebirds, and everyone knows it. So I think it's quite reasonable to almost like help ourselves to that.
I'm completely with you there. We have an interesting past with the Firebirds, with no love for them at all.
So the job is quite simple. All you need to do is stop the van, nick the medical supplies, take it to a place that we decide upon, which won't be here for obvious reasons. Swap them over. Job's a good one. What do you think?
Swap them over.
She looks at you, Billy Bob, and says, "Sorry, you swap the medical supplies to me, and I give you credits."
I cast a glance at the corner of my Billy Bob and then just shake my head and say yes, and then I answer Ida and say, sounds perfect.
So,
what medical supplies are we talking about?
Is it
painkillers?
So is it the whole drop?
Antibiotics, anything that's in that van, believe me, Tattoo Boy, I will take.
So just everything in the van? We can do
as
that?
Much as you can get into your little rusty car.
Is there, if we have to prioritise, if space becomes a premium and we have to prioritise, have you got a list of things you'd prefer over other things, or just anything?
Just grab anything. Anything,
Okay.
I'll take anything.
Do you know what time does this delivery run happen at the same time every day or every week or?
Oh, that's the difficult thing, Tattoo Boy. It changes. It changes, but I have a man inside. Not inside me, you understand.
Oh,
On the inside.
So, would you like to give us a contact for him so we can contact him directly, or have you got the information already?
Hey, hang on, young lad. Are we agreed that we're doing this?
What would be the our part? Our reward for this. Sort of how much are you willing to pay? Or
she turns to Billy Bob and says, "He's a good lad, he is. Getting straight down to the money. Not many of those around anymore." Well,
don't ask willing.
we probably can come to one or two arrangements. I'm sure we can come to one or two arrangements. Let's say, right, let me put it to you straight. You can either have 3 grand of credits each, or the equivalent in medical support.
when you say medical support, do you mean the equivalent of a dock wagon type thing? So if we get banged up, you'll fix us to that amount of money. Is that what you're meaning?
That seems a very sensible way of looking at it.
What about, do you do it in cyberware? Cybernetical implants?
Only the minor stuff, Tattoo Boy. Only the minor stuff. This is Southside. If you want the big stuff, you need to go up market. You need to head into Central. They go into Metro. They have the big, shiny stuff up there. You know, the ones that make you super fast rather than just
Can we mix and
very
match?
fast.
I'll take the money.
That's completely up to you, big boy. Billy Bob. Sorry.
That sounds.
You can mix and match. I don't mind.
Yeah, the plan is to unload the van's contents as much as we can into our vehicle.
Roger that.
Can we not just steal the van? Or
Yeah.
is it tagged?
I like your thinking, Tattoo Boy, but your brain cell eventually caught up. Each one of them is tagged, so it would notice it's gone off course, and then you will be bringing all the corpse to me.
What?
That makes complete sense. Yes.
It does. Is there a way that we can disable the tag?
Well, that would be up to FaZe here.
Well,
Yeah, that's
we
what I'm
can
asking.
sort that. We can sort that out later.
Just out of interest, which corporation runs Translocation?
She leans into you, and there's that faint whiff of disinfectant linked with ammonia as it sort of goes as she gets a little bit closer to you. And she says, only the mayor's
Very interesting.
private job from the mayor. His own delivery service, would you believe? Think about that, Tattoo Boy.
And do we? So it's going to the Firebirds.
Well, people say it's just going down to help the homeless down south side, but we all know right, don't we? We all know right. We all know where it's going. We all know the shifty warehouse. We all know what's happening with it. You know, I know, we all know.
Do you know which warehouse it's going to?
I never get that far, mate.
No.
We always nick the supplies and let it go. Imagine their faces when they open that van door and it's all gone.
Oh, we should have a big sign with a "fuck you" across it.
Have you,
Each,
have you tried anything like this before?
Ida turns to you, Billy Bob, and says, I like your thinking. I like your thinking. So,
Have you tried anything like this before?
yeah,
Have you?
all the time.
So they're probably expecting more. Wouldn't security be increased?
Is that something?
Change of routes, change of times.
Is that something you can't handle?
Oh no, we can handle that. That's not an issue.
She turns to you, Billy Bob, and says, should have thought a big boy like you could handle something like that.
I've been able to handle a lot of things. Unlike Carrot. Can't even handle a pizza.
So, what are we doing then? We're going to shake hands. Are we up for this?
I'm happy to. If the other two are, I look at Billy Bob and FaZe before finishing to extend my hand.
I'll do a couple of eye movements, sort of like looking up.
Is that a secret code for something?
Yes, it is. Yeah, Carrot to know what the code is for.
Okay, Carrot, do you wish to roll your negotiation skill?
Can do.
And we'll see whether or not you can actually get a little bit more money out of her.
Any situational modifiers? Or
No.
Plus 10.
plus 10? Okay.
No.
I got 3.
Well, she says, okay, since you're a nice looking lad, let's go for 3,300.
Why not a nice even 3,500?
Roll your persuade. Or negotiation. Are you quite? I'm quite happy for you to go for your negotiation.
Is there a persuade?
No, I think it's negotiation.
Okay.
Yeah, you're negotiating.
3 again.
She says, okay, 3,500 cash, money, or medical supply, treatment. Up to you. She casts an eye over to Billy Bob and says, whichever one you want to take.
I put my hand out and agree to. Yeah.
Spit on it first.
She says, she looks at your hand and she says,
I've just had this up someone's bottom.
she says, FaZe,
I shake the hand and immediately look for disinfectant.
FaZe, we do not want to know where you've just had your hand.
Sorry.
Keep that to yourself. This is a family stream. She sort of like looks at it and says, not worth shaking my hands. You don't know where they've been.
I say that's all right, but yeah, 3,500 on credit sticks and or a doc bike or medical assistance.
Yeah, she says.
Sounds fair to me.
She says, fine. She says, I need a contact number.
I send over the contact number I use for that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. And
will your guy be contacting us directly?
She says, yeah. I'll get him to get in touch with you.
And how much sort of like lead time are we going to have? Are we going to need to be ready to go as soon as he...
Just like my business, Tattoo Boy, you always need to be ready to go. Could be tonight, could be 2 months. Who knows?
I'd say thank you very much. And when is it all right if we get a contact for you so we can arrange the drop after we have the merchandise?
Yeah, she sends across her contact number. You do notice that, you all notice that when it comes up, it's a series of numbers, and it's so like, you don't need to remember this, but it goes like 174-647-666.
That's my kid's mobile number.
You're not meant to say those sort of things on the stream, Big B.
It's a bit worrying that I've got it. That was
Yeah. Big B runs off now to check it.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Excellent.
Okay, so it seems pretty simple what we've got to do.
Yeah. So we get up and go back to our flat, I assume.
Yep.
To start the legwork.
Vehicle roll. Big.
Vehicle roll, Big.
For people watching the stream, if you watch other streams, the level that we actually play here is street level, so the characters have a lot less money and they don't have access to the big the high tech stuff. So they've actually managed to get a car.
Mechanic roll.
But it's actually a clapped out car. There is a picture of it somewhere. I'm sure we had a picture. Did we have a picture of it?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find a picture. I can't actually find the picture. Thank you, Longshanks. Fail.
Success.
Mechanical. Okay then. So you can have another roll to try to. So you sort of like Billy Bob gets out and goes. So he gets out and he pops the hood and he messes about with some of the cables, and a few people sort of like look at you as they sort of like walk by, etc. And he pushes the hood back down, and then he gets back in and he's like, well, no worries, and then off he goes again.
Whilst that was happening, I was like sunk down in my seat and flipped my collar up of my lined coat so that I'm hiding my face because I'm embarrassed.
And then it goes.
I fixed it.
He goes, "Rah!" And he gives it a few revs. And goes, and then he just sort of like he revs it up, and everybody's looking. There's a billow of black smoke out the back. Since you're still in diesel, everybody else has gone to electric. He whacks it into gear and slightly doesn't quite get the clutch point right. And he's going like that, and off he goes. Right, just one more roll to get you back to the place of safety.
Damn it.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, well done, Big.
You managed to avoid the stray cat that was coming across the and you eventually get back to your apartment, and you park up the car and you head off upstairs into your luxury apartment. Okay, is there anything else you would like to do, guys?
I think we're going to have to discuss tactics a bit. And decide.
Well, I'm going to swap my kit out and get ready.
There's a few bits and pieces I'd like to buy. One of which I know I won't be able to use yet, but that sort of thing. But yeah, we also need to talk tactics as well. Okay,
so if you wish to buy equipment, then if it's not restricted, then if it's forbidden, you can't buy it. If it's restricted, then you would have to go through a fixer in order to buy it. If it's not restricted, then you can just buy it unless it's like your reagents, etc. You would need somebody to actually be able to pick it up from. So you can just type into the chat and roll 20. Do you have a list of things that you need to buy, or is it just sort of like random stuff?
It's some reagents, a taser, and some taser darts and that sort of stuff.
I wouldn't mind some gel rounds.
Okay, so you're going to have to be. Let's just call up my rules.
Cheese and onion sandwich. Oh, and a pizza, please. Preferably with extra plastic. Explosive.
So let's have a look.
Extra spice for the boom.
Da, da, da. Gear listing. Here we go. Da, da,
If
da.
not, then I think I'm. Yeah, I should be good for this adventure with what I've got.
So let
So I'm just typing them in. I'll be there in a second.
cheese and onion sandwich. You're absolutely fine with. Big phase. You can probably buy that, but you cannot buy an anti-vehicle missile. At all. That is highly restricted. Sorry. So that I'm afraid that's a big no. Okay then. So that's accessories. Let me go down to gel rounds. So gel rounds are restricted. So you are going to have to go through a fixer for that. Without any shadow of a doubt. Your reagents can actually go through your new talismonger called Merlin that you got last time. So, Big, who has the fixer?
I have to fix it.
It's phase.
Connection 1, loyalty 2, Dead Jack.
And who? You'll have to remind me what he's like.
He's a ex-Shadowrunner.
Oh, cool.
He
he's
used to be a decker, but he got a bit of the old biofeedback, and now he has a bit of neurological damage. So
Oh dear.
he's constantly shaking down one side.
Oh.
So he can't do his he doesn't do his decking anymore. But yeah, I used to do a bit of work for him on his tattoos when I.
Oh, that's nice. So he doesn't look good at all.
His tattoos look good.
I'm just looking up the availability of.
And he's Welsh.
He's Welsh. All right. He's not. The availability of a taser is blank.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's not. There's no
restriction on it.
Anybody
They're
can
legal.
buy it.
Oh, right. I see.
It's legal to carry and legal to own.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brilliant. So you won't need to go through a fix or anything like that. So you can actually buy that. And I would have thought the holdout pistols exactly the same, the holster.
No, I think
The holdouts are restricted.
the holster is restricted.
Okay.
Is it?
We've not got a holster.
I think so, because it's a quick draw.
Let's have a look.
Preferably quick draw, but otherwise I'll just swap it out for my normal pistol holder, the concealed one. But I didn't see the point of having a concealed holster for a legal weapon.
Right. I will have a look. Concealable holster is not restricted at all.
No, it was the quick draw holster.
Quick draw holster isn't restricted either. Availability 4.
Okay.
So you're absolutely fine with that, and that's within it. So you can buy those. So you just need to.
Cool.
The only person that we need to get in touch with in a second is Merlin.
Yeah.
To get your whatchamacallit. So let's come to you, FaZe. Tell me about what sort of person is Dead Jack?
He's a bit bitter because he was a runner, but now he's having to make a living doing his fixing.
Okay.
So
Does he have an accent or anything like that that can? and develop at all?
You can develop him however you want.
Have we met him before?
No, you've met Fears the Day.
All right, that's a troll, isn't it? A
Yeah.
female troll. So
Yeah,
he's
trolls.
quite bitter then, is he? And quite nasty. And quite
He's
fed
not
up.
nasty, but he's a bit cynical on life now. He's
Okay then.
he had a chance to make a lot of money as a decker, but
Off you go then. Call him.
oh, am I getting it for him? What am I getting?
Billy
I'm
Bob.
just after gel rounds.
How many gel rounds do you?
I've got
They come in boxes of 10. And how much money do you want to throw at it?
Give me 100 if possible.
100.
100.
10 boxes of 10.
Yeah, that's gonna do me. That's gonna do me for a few adventures then.
Okay, and how much money do you want to throw at it?
Yeah.
On top of how much they're going to cost? Because that determines how quickly he can get them, and whether or not he can even.
Just get me another 30 then.
3 boxes.
Yeah.
And how quickly?
The standard time, the original time for that will be because they're quite cheap. It will be like 6 hours. So, and then you will have to then spend money at it. So what you could do is that for every
6 hours would be fine. I mean,
okay, cool.
I mean, I've got enough to get me through this adventure.
Okay,
I just want some
call away
spare.
phase.
Okay, so I'll put the call into him.
You need to do the beep beeps because you're calling.
Right. Beep beep. Beep beep.
Oh, hang on. I just need to roll a dice, don't I? Because I need to make sure that
Beep, beep.
what's his
Beep beep.
what's his connection? 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
loyalty
1.
2.
Yeah.
Beep beep.
Phase.
Hi. Yes. How you doing, Dead Jack?
Yeah, healed up. Thanks. Healed up
Excellent.
eventually. Went a bit
Excellent.
gammy for a while.
Oh.
Don't know what you
dear.
used.
No.
Does make it look a
need-
bit bigger though. I must admit.
Excellent.
Not
I've
too
got
sure
a-
elephant ears were the best thing for it though.
No, elephant ears look good.
Yeah. What
I've
can I
got a
do you for,
couple of,
mate?
I've got a couple of things that I need. The first thing that I need is, I don't know whether or not you can remember, but about a week ago we got hold of a certain drug from you that we needed for a run. We needed it pretty quickly.
Night Owl.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
We never got round to using it. Is there any value on it? Maybe.
I would keep it, mate, for another round. Keep it for another round.
Right. Okay.
Who's busy typing?
Sorry.
Longshanks. Look, this is my bit.
Ruining the moment.
Did you
Sorry.
hear me typing when you were doing yours?
Sorry, I don't have. I don't have whatchamacallit, the thing open on a separate window. So
Oh,
It's all gone now.
Just-
I
he's
don't.
just
I've lost it.
what have you lost?
So I need some ammunition.
Yeah. What do you want?
Gel rounds, if you can get a hold of them.
Gel rounds.
Mm.
Oh, not the easy to get, mister.
I know. I could do with about 3 boxes if you can get them.
3 boxes. Oh, I'm not. Oh, that's pretty hard to get hold of, mister.
How much do you reckon?
Shall we say 400?
total is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let me quickly check. Big 400 for 30 rounds.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm in no rush for them.
Yeah. How
just
quickly
want some.
can you How quickly can you get them to us?
Start of tomorrow.
Yeah. You going to arrange for a drop somewhere?
I'll drop them round.
Right. Smashing.
Yeah. No worries, mate.
All right. Then.
400.
400.
Transfer it.
Yeah, it won't be coming from. Well, yeah, I'll transfer it, then I get the money.
You can grab it. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
See you later. Hey, Faze.
Hey,
Faze.
What? Yeah.
Thinking about something for me leg.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe an Uzi. Or a rocket launcher. You know? Down the inside leg. Like a bazooka.
How about more like a Cobra, something like that?
I don't want anybody to get confused with anything, mister. I think a bazooka.
Yeah.
Maybe a bazooka, yeah. Sounds good to me.
I'll do some designs and I'll send them over.
Yeah, cool. Cool phase.
Picture of a rock gnome.
See you, mate.
All right. See ya.
See you, Hayes. Bye.
Phase. Phase.
He's disconnected.
Right, he's not going to get a bazooka. He's going to get a super soaker.
The only thing you can't have on your list, Carrot, is that last thing, by the way. The restricted.
Oh, the spell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
8. Ah, oh my lord.
No, I can't levitate. Fair enough.
You need to find somebody who can instruct you in casting that.
Well,
Have
okay.
you knocked that money off, Big?
I can ask Merlin.
400, was it?
If he knows of any.
Yeah, Merlin's a talismonger.
400.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I can ask him if he knows of anyone.
Oh
who
yes,
could.
yeah, but
That's what I meant.
yeah, by all means,
I can do that when I ring him in a moment.
because he's quite happy to get you the stuff, so he'll look into that for you and then find out who's got it. Faze, it'd be really helpful for you to send me a picture of what you think Dead Jack looks like.
You want me to draw it?
No, you just find a picture on the internet so I've got it.
Okay, yeah.
Because then I could do a little Skype call.
Okay.
When you're actually calling people, I could do a little Skype call on the image,
All right,
which
yeah,
would be
okay.
cool. Okay, so apart from you've got your reagents, that's absolutely fine.
Cool.
800 for that. Not the spell formula. Anything? You got your taser. So you got one taser, 20 darts, quick draw holster, spare clip.
Spare clip. It's the thing that I put the darts into, so they're preloaded, so I can just drop them.
Okay, so you got 20 darts. Spare clip times 420.
Yeah, so that's 4 spare clips. So I've got I can have preloaded the darts into the clip and then have the clip on my belt, and then I can just jam them in instead of having to sit there and like load it.
Yeah, I get that. What I don't understand is that. So does 20 darts cost 1,000?
Yeah, they're 5. They're 5 each. I know.
No, isn't it a box of 10?
I don't know. I was going off the list. It just says the price for individual. I thought they were all individually priced.
All ammo comes in a box of 10.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll still spend that amount, and I'll get 20 boxes and be there laughing for ages. That's fine.
So 20 boxes will cost you that 1,000.
Yeah.
So spare clips, is that like you've got 4 of them costing 20 altogether?
Yeah, the 5 each are clips.
Okay then, cool.
Yeah. So then I'm only carrying 4 clips worth of spare ammunition with me. Is what I mean.
Yeah. Excellent. I understand. Yeah. Excellent.
So if they're box of 10 and I've bought 20, so that's 200. That's fine.
So you just need to decide whereabouts they are, what you're carrying on you and what you're not carrying on you.
Yep, I've updated it on the spreadsheet that you sent us.
Cool.
It's on there.
As long as
and
you've
then
got it, then that's the important bit.
Average light fire. Carry them only on runs now. So yeah, I'll carry the taser around all the time on a quick draw holster on my right hip. And then I've got the spare clips, or like along the back of my belt, with my other bits and pieces.
Cool. So, guys, it's probably about 10 o'clock the next day when you get an incoming call from a number that identifies itself as Mike Sawyer. And it appears to be Ida's contact that she gave you before. And he sort of like is requesting communication with you guys.
I will pick up because it was my spare comlink that I gave him.
So the call comes through, and you notice on the other line that there's a video link, and it seems to be a guy almost like in a corporate uniform, and you can see just on his left lapel up here that says translocation. And the little sort of like symbol of like almost like a heartbeat line, but the line goes that way, so it's almost goes along and like that, as if it's zooming from one place to another. And he sort of like says, "You the guys for the?"
I say we are, yes.
Right. He says, "There's a bit of a problem."
What's the problem?
Well, he says, I think we better meet. Things have got a little bit difficult. I've told Ida.
Is it a video call?
Yeah,
is it a voice
it's a video call.
Judge intentions.
He says that there's a bit of an alteration. I've talked to Ida, and she says maybe you can help me. Yeah, by all means, you can judge intentions.
2 successes.
Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth. He seems to be quite upfront about it.
I'll say, send us. Oh no. Where are you? I say, where are you now?
He says, I'm at work. He says, but he says we can meet. He says, let's meet at there's a pub downtown. Do you know it? It's called Sidewinder Sally's.
We know that one, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. He says let's meet there, yeah?
When?
Sure as I get off work. 5ish.
We'll see you at 5ish at Sidewinders then.
Excellent. Okay.
Did he say that he had talked to Ida about it?
He had mentioned it to Ida, and she said it was okay, but we need to. Can I just send a text only message to Ida just to confirm that was actually happening? That he's contacted. Thank you.
Can I see?
I think I'm in a jungle. I can hear some like budgies or something.
Oh no, that's me. I've got the window open because it's warm. That's seagulls you can hear.
No,
they are going mental because it's their
no too much information.
Nesting time.
Oh right,
it's their nesting time.
I thought somebody bought
young ones.
I thought somebody bought a budgie in.
No, they're vicious at this time of year.
All right, watch out! Keep your ice cream cones safely hidden, guys. I tell you.
Well, it's more the landing on your back, the back of your shoulders, and pecking at you because of their young. So that, and I think they're having a turf war with the jackdaws again.
No, turf war. Excellent.
Maybe they're going to have a flap off.
Okay, guys. So you head down to Sally Sidewinders. Here it is. Sally Sidewinders, for people who know, is a local dive. So a local tavern that is mainly for shadowrunners in this area, and they're sort of like they can hang out, and it's quite it's a bit like a Wild West, and Sally Sidewinder, who some of the group knows already, runs it, and it's sort of like set up that she's almost like a Wild West. So she has a tight waisted skirt, her bosoms are pressed out, and she carries a revolver on her hip. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that wasn't good.
No,
sorry, I was trying to be clever and just cast my combat sense.
No, that's all right, but that's not a
But
problem.
I've got
Take one box of
of
your
stun
damage. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, guys.
Stun
So
damage.
you
One
are
box.
outside.
Do we all know what this guy looks like?
Yes,
It was a
because
video call.
you had the video call beforehand, didn't you?
Okay. So, are there any windows, or is it just a door? Window at the other side, is it?
There's a blocked off window. Yeah,
Which is over on that side, is it?
that's a blocked off window.
Right. What
There's-
time is it now?
It's 5 o'clock, as
All right,
as you
okay.
arranged to meet.
Right. Okay, we got there right on time.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I'll go in.
Cool.
Excellent. So there's various people. There's some rather strange music playing in the background that I know you like so much. And you suddenly notice that there's quite a few people around, but they all seem to be just sat having a drink, dotted around the place. But you suddenly notice that there's a guy in corporate uniform just sat right in the middle of the bar. He's just sort of like he sticks out a lot. You sort of like think, oh no, and you can see him there's this sort of like sat there and sort of like looking around as if he's sort of like waiting. He's still got his translocation uniform on. And you notice that he has a glass on this table. It seems to be some kind of clear liquid in it, and he has a straw. He has a straw coming out of it.
Shall we go over?
I'm going to make my way over to the bar, and I'm going to sit at the bar.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to sit around this corner here.
Okay.
I will make my way over to.
And I'm going to order a beer.
Ooh.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm not going to sit there. I'm going to sit opposite him there. I will make my way over and sit opposite the rather nervous-looking corporate guy.
Okay. So, just out of interest, how are people listening into this conversation?
I'm listening in on Carrot's com because I presume he's going to leave it open. And
I'll
Okay.
leave it open, and I've also got.
I'll subvocalize anything I need.
Okay.
Cool.
And
Happy with that.
And is Billy Bob's connected to that as well?
Billy Bob will be able to listen in onto the com. I don't think you don't have subvocal, do you, Billy Bob?
No, I don't know.
But you can type it, and it'll come up on my image link anyway. So.
Yeah.
I don't. So you'll have to take your com link out and stick it on the table and type it like a phone, like an iPad. So yeah. So
I'm more support than anything anyway.
yeah. Okay then. So Carrot, Mike's there, and he sort of like says, Mike goes, "Oh, hello. Are you the people who are going to steal the medical supplies?"
I hush him and sit down sully and say, "I'm the person you want." Yes.
Oh, cool. He says, right. He says, now then, what normally happens is that I drive the van and I tell you where I will stop it. And then when I stop it, me and the guard get out and we go and grab some soya calf, and you guys move in, take the stuff, and then we drive off. And that's it. That's how it works. Pretty good, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But you mentioned when you called us earlier that something was wrong. What's wrong?
Yeah. Well. I mean, normally I do this for nout. I do it, free because I'm with you guys. You know what I mean? I'm with you.
I do, but
He sort of like tries to figure out which way to put his fist without looking. But he says, I've got a bit of a problem. And Ida said that you would help me with this in order for me to do my bit of the deal.
what is this favour you ask of us?
Well, he says, I don't know how to say this, but I'm a family man, me, but there's somebody at Translocation who has fabricated a certain video of me and her doing something. It's not real, you understand? It's not real at all. It's
I understand,
fabricated.
of course. And you'd like us to get rid of the video?
Man, are you a mage? Are you reading
not.
Are you reading my mind?
I'm not at all. It's a... I pull out my gun that I don't know. I'm joking. I merely guessed. That was all.
Well, he says, yeah, if you can get it and, shall we say, dispose of it, then I'm in, mister. I'm in with you.
Do you know who has the video? Is it kept on them, or is it on the work servers, or?
Well, we know who has it. We definitely know who has it.
And that person is?
Well, she's the secretary of the boss at Translocation. Honestly, she hasn't been there 2 or 3 months, and apparently she has fabricated very many of these pictures in order to, squirm her way to the top.
But, I see. And she's picking on you because she's not screwing you over to...
Mate, she's not screwing me at all. I'm a family man. I'm not doing anything.
What I mean is, why is she blackmailing you?
Because I'm the chief driver, mate. I'm the lead driver. But mate, honestly, she would blackmail anyone. She's the right cow. She's just on the way up. She is. She just needs cash. Her name.
What's her name?
Her name's Farah. Farah the bitch, we call her.
Farah. Okay. Do you know if she keeps the files on her person or on her personal computer at work, or?
No, mate. I've looked there. I could look there, couldn't I? But no, it's not on her work computer at all.
Okay.
She could have it on her. She could have it sort of like slipped down somewhere. But
or she could have it in some sort of electronic augmentation.
She could keep it on her. She could have it elsewhere.
See whether or not he can get her personal details, like her home address from her work records or anything like that.
Would you be able to get her address, like her home address, so that we know where we're going? Because obviously we won't have access to that information.
Mate, I'm chief van driver. I can't get into that system at all. You would need somebody. You'll need somebody from personnel to get that sort of information.
We'll have to hack the
Listen, mate. If you can assure me that that information has been eradicated, destroyed, gone, then fair enough. He says, I'll do my side of the bargain.
We will do our utmost to get rid of it for you, and then we will let you know.
When's the delivery taking place? When's his next run?
When is your? I assume you want this done before your next run. So how much time have we got to deal with?
He says,
to get this sorted.
It's not come up in the logs yet, mate. Once it comes up in the logs, I'll give you a ring.
Okay, that seems fine.
I would probably say 3 weeks until the next one.
Thank you very much. We will get to work straight on that.
He says, you don't have a car, do you? He says, I could do with a lift.
Sorry, we live fairly locally. We live just around the corner, so we actually walked.
Oh, live locally. We maybe get together, mate. Maybe we could get together. Have a drink sometime, hang out, have a pizza.
We'll let you know.
Right. Well, you got my number. We can be buddies. Me and you.
Quite possibly. I'm sure we can work something out.
Yeah, cool, mate.
I don't make any attempt to fist bump him at all.
He says, so, he says, do you want a drink?
If you're buying.
He says, do you want, he says, is it just you?
For the moment.
Right, he says, well, we can sit and have a drink if you wish.
Just one drink, and then I need to get back to the others.
Yeah, so Carrot and Mike sit down.
I'll just look over and just.
I'm not saying down a free drink.
Settle down for a lovely drink together. He's all like, tells you about his family. He has a partner. They're not married. Has been with each other for 6 months. It's been really exciting. Having some problems in bed, but he thinks he's got a tablet that will actually help with that.
I also tried to get more information to subtly steer the conversation towards work colleagues and that sort of stuff as well.
Well, the only other information you get about Farah is that she's rather a pompous bitch, for want of a better word. She likes herself too much.
Does he give a description of her at all, like her physical appearances? Is she an elf, an orc?
No, she's human. She has long golden hair and hips that waddle and legs that end her armpits.
Okay.
And she pounces around with her stylish handbags. He's quite bitter about it all, actually.
I'm just picturing her with no body, just like legs.
Yeah,
like the Barney guy.
Just like those pictures that kids draw. That's just a head and then the arms and the legs go.
Did he mention anything about sort of like the guys he goes out on the deliveries with at all in conversation?
No,
I'd be interested to know about that.
He talks a lot more like personal stuff. He sort of like thinks you're mates now, and that you're sort of like buddies, which is really nice.
Do I get a new contact? Okay, no, I'm joking.
No,
I didn't think so. And then after we've had our drink, I'm going to disappear.
Cool.
I'll say thank you very much, and we'll let you know.
I will move you away from Sidewinder Sally's.
In the car on the way back, I say to Billy Bob, I go, so do you fancy getting a job, Ben?
Oh, what?
You could go to translocation and apply for a driver's job. And that way you get into personnel.
Oh, I'm up for that. Let's try that.
As I would suggest myself, but I have yet to learn to drive.
You need to be able to drive for personnel.
Are we doing this to get the information from Farah?
About her personal address and stuff, and then that way we've got an excuse for being there.
I could just hack their computer and get into the personnel files and get the information that way.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. I don't mind.
If it's stored on the computer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it's not, then we might need to get you in.
Can I do a quick recce of the place and see whether or not Translocation is a host?
Yes, by all means. That's not a problem at all.
What would you like me to do?
All you need to do is, well, the first thing you need to do is, if you just matrix search first, because you'll be able to then find translocate. And that'll be your starting point. Yeah, it does have a host. It seems to be set up as some kind of, it's near the sort of like the upper side of South Side, so it's in quite a rich area, and it does have a host that you can actually attempt to hack onto if you wish.
Okay, so the information that we've got on this woman is Farah, probably either her first name or second name. She's a secretary, and we've got a brief description of her. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go into.
Are you back at the?
We've gone home. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
I'd like to get a short rest of some sort so I can get my stun track back. Being selfish.
Yeah. Cool. So let's just sort that out first. So you will need to roll your body plus your willpower as an extended test.
Cool. Extended test.
So you want to? I would put the number of successes down as 1, because once you've got 1 success, then you don't need to go any higher. When did the critical glitch happen? Oh, it didn't happen.
Second roll, I think. But I'd already got my 1 success before.
Yeah.
I did.
That's all right.
I typed in 1 success and it just carried on going.
Yeah, that's all right. I was just checking where it came. Yeah, so you'll need to sleep for about an hour, and then
Cool. I go and take a cat nap.
Yeah. Yes, FaZe. What would you like to do?
So, what's the distance between our apartment and this place? I just want to work out my noise quickly.
Yeah, so I'll whack you onto the map. So this is where you are, yeah? And translocate is actually here.
Yeah, I didn't see where you put it. Which one was it?
It's up near clicking chopsticks.
The green one?
Yeah, I've just typed in where it is.
50 meters.
No, so that
50 minutes.
50 minutes.
50 minutes to get there.
Okay, so what's it in kilometers?
What's your range bands for it?
Let
me have a look.
100 up to 1 kilometer, up to 10 kilometers.
Yeah, it's probably up to 10 kilometers at your end.
Okay, so that's going to be -3 and -4. So I'm going to have to use wireless on my data jack and also use signal scrub, but I'm still going to be at -1.
Okay, and are you doing like a hack on the fly? Is this what you're doing?
I'm going to try.
If you want, we could take a drive up there.
No, I'll do it from here. It looks a bit dodgy with me being unconscious in the back of a car with an orc.
Well, it is Friday.
Well,
Yeah.
I've got
Okay
my
then.
pen. Hang on. I've got my pen. Right, I'm okay.
Excellent. Okay then, off you go.
Okay, so I've got -1 noise. So I'm at the host. I am going to attempt to hack on the fly.
Okay, do you not want to do a matrix perception first to see what rating it might be at?
Nope.
Okay, then go for it. Okay, what does your hack on the fly look like?
It's I put my hand on it and sort of like little circuitry bits come out, and then it leaves a sign which is like sort of like a triangle with glowy points at either.
Excellent. So you put your hand out and your little glowy points form the triangle. And just as you form the triangle, out from the center of the triangle, something comes out and goes boom, and whacks onto your persona. It seems to be like a heartbeat sign, you know, like a da-da-da, like that on it. You have been marked.
And that was with 4 successes. Can I check my Overwatch score?
Yes, by all means. Yes, your Overwatch score is currently 6.
6.
Is there an echo here? Yeah, 6.
Right. Right, I'll log out.
Okay, you log out.
I'll tell them that I can't get the information from it.
Okay, guys.
Damn. So we're gonna have to
Looks like
pay him a visit.
Big Bob's getting a job after all.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so guys, what?
How are we
what
gonna?
would you-
Sorry, I was just gonna say, how are we gonna do this if like we get the call when we're halfway through this?
Only part, yeah. Well, he said it was. He said the drop hasn't come up on his thing yet on his driver's job list, but he did say it would be about 3 weeks. He's guessing
Fair enough.
between now and the delivery actually happening.
Screw it. Let's do it.
So
What exactly are you planning on doing? It's about 8
As a-
o'clock. It's about 8 o'clock at night now.
Yeah,
as a
we're gonna go
game,
now.
Triggerwooger, if you were on location, would it be easier for you to hack, or is it a complete no-go for you to hack into their system at all?
I would have said it was a complete no-go because of my Overwatch score that I had then. I don't think I could even get into the, because it, to give you an idea, I mean, talking outside character to character, that was 6 successes that he got.
Yeah.
So even if you say that maybe, you know, he got 80% successes, the maximum I can get is 6. So unless I get a really lucky roll,
it's okay. That's fine.
I'm not going to be able to touch it.
Damn.
It's very.
So we're going to need to do it old school, basically.
How about if we like say, we could follow her and see if you can like hack a comm or a phone or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on where she's actually hiding the information. I mean, you could do surveillance on the place, and we've got a general description of her. You know, so we could keep the place under surveillance and then maybe follow. I mean, we would have to hope that it's either on her or on a computer that she has at home.
Yeah.
Because if it's on this other, if it's on translocation, we ain't got a chance of getting it.
No. I wouldn't have thought if she's blackmailing loads of people, the likelihood of her keeping
I don't think it'd
sort
be at
of
work.
stuff on the work computer is quite low in case she gets caught. So I would have thought she's keeping it on a personal computer or device of some sort. I mean, we can always follow her and then pose as not muggers, but like intimidate her into deleting all of them. So we know.
I think once we found out, if we can find out where she lives, we can either break in when she's at work the following day, or we can just hack her comm.
Yeah.
There's not going to be as much a chance of them having such a high firewall on a comm.
That's true. So we should do that in the morning then.
Yeah,
go there
I think the thing
try and get eyes on her.
would be to. I mean, we can't do anything tonight because chances are that she's already gone. But you know, she might be working sort of like a 9 till 5. We could maybe even get, who do you call it, Mike, to maybe let us know when she leaves the building. You know, if he knows her work schedule.
When she leaves the building.
So as she's finishing work.
Oh yeah, I got you.
So we know where she is, so we can follow her and stuff.
Carrot, you get a message that comes through to you, and it says, "Hi, buddy. Thought you would like to see a picture of the bitch. Took this on her way out." And there's this woman who with a tight pencil-lined skirt and high-heel shoes, and she looks. I'll show you what she looks like. Minus the gun, of course. This is what she sort of like looks like. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is there a timestamp on the picture?
Say again, sorry.
Is there like a timestamp on the
No,
picture?
there's not. He says,
he
says, "Hope to see you soon, Mike."
I send back a text on the back saying, "Oh yeah, I see what you mean. She's that sort, is she? Okay.
Yeah,
we'll sort her out for you," type stuff. No, I didn't say that. No, it was, "Oh, she's that sort. Yeah, she seems really bitchy," is what I sent. I just suddenly realised I'm not writing anything that sounds like we're going to kill her or anything. Just in case anything happens to her and then we get blamed.
He sort of like says, "We're on the same line, buddy."
I send a thumbs up emoji.
He says, "Thanks." I don't think he's very...
I think the best plan that we can probably have is that, so tomorrow we'll keep an eye out on translocation towards the end of the working day.
Yeah.
And see whether or not we can tail her. we'll have one of us in the car, or two of us
Can
in the
you
car, and we'll
ask Mike and find out what time she normally leaves work at?
well, we tried to do that, and we've already
Did
asked
that not work though?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll shut my
No.
mouth then.
So we don't have any idea of when she finishes. And the other thing that we tried to do was when he sent the picture saying that took this as she was leaving, I tried to see whether or not there was a timestamp on the picture. You know how you sometimes get when it was taken.
Yeah, that
And
would be
file size.
that would be a norm. That would be like your text messages, though, wouldn't it? You would get a text message. The date stamp would be when it would be sent. Who asked her? Who asked Mike what time she finished?
I mentioned it. I'd have to go back onto the stream and find out what was said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you haven't spoken to Mike.
No, I was saying to Longshanks about whether or not we could do it, and
That's my fault. I probably didn't RP it.
That's all right. You could probably hang around outside the office, until she comes out. I mean, generally, most people do like a 9 to 5 job.
We wouldn't be hanging around all day. We'd be hanging around sort of like from sometime in the afternoon. Like,
What I was thinking, if she's got like a set routine that she leaves work exactly at this time every day or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, and then we can just follow her home and see what happens.
Instead of us waiting
we'll
around
do,
looking suspicious, do you know what I mean?
yeah, no, we won't do it that way. We'll park up the street. We'll have somebody in, I don't know, a coffee shop opposite or whatever. Wait for her to go. That person will follow her on foot just in case she takes public transport. But if she then gets in a vehicle, we also have the vehicle to follow her.
I could jump in front of a car or something and make out she's like hit me.
And we'll just do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
And see what she does, and see what she does after work. Trade her, and then keep an eye out on her place to see if she goes anywhere after work or something.
Okay.
So we know if she's out or not.
So let me just clarify your plan then. So you're going to hang around outside Translocation, either in a coffee shop or in the car or something like that. Is that the first point?
Yeah, whatever's there. So
we're
if
going to
there's
have 2 people parked in the car down the street so that they can keep
Okay.
an eye on. We're going to have somebody on foot, maybe in a coffee shop.
I can do that because I can change my appearance if I think she's seen me.
Right.
Okay. How are you following her?
Sort of like within, depending on how busy it is, within visual distance, but not like right up behind her, like 5, 10, 20 meters behind her, so I can see her, and just walk
Okay.
behind her.
So
Okay.
Carrot, you're going to shadow her home. Is that the general idea?
Yeah,
Okay.
and do it as not sneakily, but just blend in with as much crowd as there is,
so
but
you're
maintaining contact.
You're
Like
generally
contact.
you'll generally be doing like a sneaking role, and so you avoid being seen by her if she's
Do you
actually
have
looking.
sneaking skill?
Out of game, I do not. Does anybody?
I do.
So maybe it's better if
Can you-
if you sneak, if
Can
you shadow her.
put the illusion thing on me?
I can do that.
But do you have to keep in line of sight, or
I think
Yes.
it's just like for physical mask. I know I have to touch you to
Yeah,
put it on you.
all spells are in line of sight. You can't. Hang on, I've got
But
it.
you don't have to keep touching him, do you?
No,
No,
unless we want to
Not-
change
not
it.
constantly touching me.
But
I don't want to be constantly touching phase.
but it's sustained, isn't it?
Duration instant. I've got an eye on my duration thing on my spell sheet.
Which one are you doing?
Physical mask, my top one. It changes his voice, scent, and all other physical characteristics as well.
Oh yes, yeah. This is the one that you do a different appearance chosen by the magician.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone who might see through the disguise must first successfully resist the spell, making one thing. Mask affects the minds of viewers. Physical mask creates an illusion that affects technology sensors as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So duration for physical mask is sustained. It's an S.
Is it? I've got it as
Yeah.
I'll just.
So that's good then,
change that
because as long as if you're sustaining it,
He
the
needs
spell will
like
keep in-
yeah, but he needs line of sight in order to sustain it. Because otherwise, if you think about it, otherwise somebody could do a physical mask in Germany, and then the person flies right the way over to America. The physical mask is still happening. Yeah, all the physicals are everything like invisibility, etc. is all sustained. So it's even the Trid entertainment is sustained.
Yeah.
So
Just so you
I'll
know,
change that then.
I'm not very good at stealth, but at least I won't be defaulting which you would be doing.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
We
So
can do that.
the thing
I
is,
can follow even further behind if you want, so
Yeah.
I can maintain contact, and she won't be looking at me potentially. Hopefully.
yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah,
And then
And
if she gets into a car, we've got Big who can.
you got Billy Bob. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Billy Bob who can
Try and
take up the reins.
yeah, cool.
And then we'll find out where she goes. We'll find her apartment,
Yeah,
and then tomorrow when she goes to work, we'll try to get into the apartment
Chlorf-
and search the
oh.
things there.
okay then. So let's get there. So Billy Bob's in the car, parked near translocation, and then Carrot, you need to cast your physical mask onto FaZe. So do your dice rolls for me.
Before that, I ask FaZe, whilst we're still in the car on the way up, as I'm casting it, I ask him, is there any particular person you want to look like?
Just somebody nondescript.
Just hide his tattoos and give him hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Give me a
cast this.
mullet.
Well, it didn't have as many boxes as I expected, but never mind. I was going to cast it at Force 2 and then put, whatchamacallit, use a couple of reagents to think up, but it didn't come up with that option at all.
I should have done.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if I recast?
Well,
Just
hang on.
check.
How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It rolled 20 dice.
Did it?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. There's 20 dice on the screen. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we
4.
rolled 12 and then 8 for the.
Oh,
for
right.
the drain.
1, 2,
Yeah, that's
3,
the drain
4,
that's come up as
5,
well.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it rolled 12 dice, which is
Yeah.
the thing. You can roll it again, but we'll take that first one in any case. But roll it
Okay.
again to see whether or not it actually.
Yeah, roll it again, but we're not taking it. It's only the first one we're taking.
Oh, okay, I know what I did. I didn't realise since last week they've got an extra set of dice rolls, so you've got a fast and a full
Yeah,
roll. I must have hit the fast one by mistake. Never mind.
rather than full. Well, you got 2 successes on it in any case, FaZe.
It doesn't need to be anything fancy.
Well, it's just the higher successes I get, I mean, the harder it is to see through the spell. But yeah, 2 will be fine.
Excellent. Okay then. So
can always cast
with,
another- I can-
with my stealth anyway, we'll just be.
And as I'm following, if you think you've been made, I can always cast another spell on you or something, or we can swap out or something.
right. So the next day when Big is parked up and everybody's ready to move, dead on 5 o'clock. Farah comes tottering out of translocation. In high heels, she's got what seems to be a designer handbag round her over her arm. She has very designer sunglasses on. She has long flowing auburn hair. She's definitely dressed to cause a distraction. Everything's pinched in at the right place and pushed up at the right place. And as you set off pursuing her face, you notice that a lot of people are staring and watching her. And you notice that she almost like has a grin on her face, as if to say, yes, lap it up, guys. As she goes tottering down the street. So if you would like... Yeah, so that's fine. She's not expecting you to follow. So as long as you don't glitch at anything, then you'll know you're going to be all right. So she only travels about 5 or 10 minutes down the road until she comes to quite a smart apartment block. The front door is just a push open one. You figure that is probably SIN activated rather than anything else. There seems to be no car key swipe or anything like that. And she just pushes the door. It's not very tall, a tall phase. It's probably only about 3 floors, and the apartments look quite extensive. It looks like they've got balconies right the way up. You think there's quite a mismatch between where a secretary should live and this. It's definitely not a match at all.
So keeping an eye on her as she goes into the...
Say again, sorry, I didn't catch.
Keeping an eye on her as she goes in.
Yeah.
Does she head towards the elevator?
Yes, she does.
Right. Can I see, because it's 3 stories, isn't it?
Yes.
Can I see which stop the elevator, which floor the elevator?
You're probably going to have to go in and sort of like put your hands on the glass and peer in.
Yeah.
Can I message Billy Bob, to pull the car up so I can get in?
Yeah, well, Billy Bob start to home in on your your comm links to find out, so you can send him the route to your face. Make a perception roll.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Because you got 3rd floor.
Okay. Can I just ask where roughly I am? Am I standing next to FaZe, or am I still far away?
You're about 10 meters behind him, because you've agreed to keep that distance.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
As you go through.
There's no sort of like buzzing blocks or anything like, like the telecom system outside where you buzz someone to see whether or not they're in.
No, there's not. In these days and age, you would just comm link them, and they would buzz on open the door for you. I know what you mean. Like,
if you were a trader,
then you would have the comm link number for the person, wouldn't you? Because they would have ordered your so for example, if you've ordered pizzas via your comm link, then they will have the comm link number, and they'll still buzz you, and then you'll be able to let them in.
Are you going to go and see whether or not you can find her astrally?
So that was the idea, yeah. That's why I'm waiting for Big to pick me up so I can get in the car and do that, so I don't just collapse on the street.
So it's on the... She's on the 3rd floor somewhere.
Okay, thank you very much.
How many apartments would you say it?
Probably 6 in total.
6 per floor.
No, 2 per floor, 6
2
altogether.
per floor.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes it easier. Because I forgot to switch to astrally perceiving, so I could see what her astral signature looks like. So but it'll be a 50-50 guess, because I know it's on the 3rd floor anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you getting into the car and going astrally then?
Yeah, I'll get into the back and sort of like just sit on the back and pull my hat down over my face. And
I'll get in as well.
Go astral.
This would be still when you're at the...
at the window.
Yeah, at the window.
Licking it.
Yeah. Say again, sorry?
Licking it.
Yeah, so like looking, because Carrot was 10 meters behind you, so the car's arrived, so he's got in, and you sort of like said 3rd floor.
I also, before I go to astral, I also tell him that when I go astral, I'm going to be ending the spell as well.
Yeah, the spell will end.
So I tell FaZe that so he knows.
Okay then, so the other thing that I have to remind you of, Carrot, is that remember that if she is magically active,
She'll know.
she will know.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll be able to
yeah. So you notice, FaZe, that the spell cancels out. So you sort of like appear back to normal. So you sort of like stood in the window, and all of a sudden you see your own reflection changes from the mullet guy into your tattooed face, and then you can actually astrally project into the apartment.
I don't want to go straight into the apartment. I want to go to the corridor, the top floor corridor, or
Third
whatever
floor,
it is.
yeah.
The third floor corridor. I don't want to go straight into the apartment because I want to look to see if I can see any mana barriers or anything first.
Yeah, roll your sensing.
Three.
Yeah, no, there's no barriers there at all.
If she was magically active, would you actually sense her aura as she had gone? Which is sort of like
Only if I was actually perceiving, which I didn't, which I forgot to ask to do. Sorry, that was out of game.
Right. So say, for example, if somebody had a magical being had passed, there isn't sort of like a faint.
Well, there is for everyone for a few moments afterwards.
Right.
Is that right in Wills?
Yeah, correct.
So I've been able to see who's walked there recently or touched what recently, because there's everybody leaves a short imprint which only lasts for a matter of seconds, depending on the amount of emotion that's involved in the action. So if it's like opening a door, it might only last seconds, whereas if it's a love letter or something, it might last weeks, hours, days, depending on how they feel about that particular object.
I think an easier way to have done it would just be as you went down the drive, followed her. As she came out, would just be to quickly ascend her to see, because you would have known then.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do, but I forgot to ask. So
I'm so there's no magical barriers there at all.
Okay, can I sort of like not go completely into the room, but go as far as I need to go to see through the wall, essentially.
Okay, so there's. Do you mean actually go into the building now?
Yeah, I was already in the building. I was in the corridor between the apartments, if there was.
Oh, sorry. I thought you
That's why I
checked.
asked.
I thought you checked mana barriers before you went into the building. So the top floor is literally one corridor and two apartments.
Yeah, so I meant to ask. So once I was in, and then is there? Do I see any mana barriers? Can I look for mana barriers like inside the apartment? You know what I mean, on the top floor.
Yeah, by all means. Roll your sense.
Either of the two apartments. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one this time.
No, doesn't seem to be anything there.
Okay. But I'll check the. Do I see any trace of anyone walking through the apartment like within the last minute or so, or not really?
No, because there's been no big emotional attachment there at all.
Okay, I didn't think so. It's worth asking. In that case, can I check? I'd like to check one apartment, then the other. If you know what I mean. If I don't find anyone in the first, if I don't find who I'm looking for in the first one, but as I described earlier, I'd like to sort of like just go through the wall enough, not like fully go through the wall, but sort of like go through the wall enough, sneak through the wall essentially, and just go into the room enough to be able to see into the apartment.
I mean, you can go through the doorway of both apartments, and there's a corridor, sort of like straight after the door. There's sort of like a corridor going into the actual apartment.
Yeah, so that's what I meant. The actual apartment, the first actual apartment, can I gradually go into the first actual apartment to see if I can sense her at all.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you go through the door, and there's like a corridor, like a hallway that
Okay.
leads into the apartment.
Okay. Is there a map or something I can look at? Or
There is a map, but the map will give you the whole apartment, which you wouldn't actually be able to.
Check for something like a handbag on the table as you go in, or a coat hanging up that she was wearing in the hallway, something like that.
Well,
can I see anything like that?
Well, there might be a coat there, but remember, it would have no colour to it, so it would just be like a Mac. So you would say, for example, she was wearing a gold cloak, a gold trench coat, and there was a red one there. It would just look like a trench coat. In the one that it would, remember, there's no colour there at all.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I was just thinking about this. I'll need to check this, but when you see people in the astral, do they just come up as auras? So do you actually not see them?
I can see their auras, but I can also see. I need to double check this as well. I think I can see certain amounts. I can see their surface emotions. I definitely remember reading that, and I think I can see their metatypes and if they're awakened or not awakened.
Yeah, I remember you saying that before.
And that sort of stuff.
I think it was like when we first met you.
Living things in general are not active on the astral plane, but still cast a reflection. This reflection is called an aura. It appears as a shiny, vibrant colour luminescence. Yeah, I was just wondering, do you actually see them, or do you see their aura? Because if it's an aura,
I have a feeling it will be the latter.
Then
yeah,
you
were. I'm pretty sure it was the aura that you told us.
Well, it says the reflection is called an aura. It appears as a shiny, vibrant, colourful luminescence. Anything active, which means that it wouldn't look like the person.
Yeah. Okay. So I won't be able.
Look, we're not going to try to get into her apartment until after she leaves tomorrow. So we know what time she's going to get to work if she's, say, doing a 9 to 5 job. So tomorrow we make sure that we're close to the apartment. We'll keep an eye on it. You can be astral, and then we'll wait until she comes out, and you'll see somebody coming out of one of the apartments, and we'll put two and two together to find out whether or not it's her or not.
Yeah. If
you're up there, we're parked outside. If she comes out, even though you can't see what she looks like, if we see her coming out the apartment and say she's just come out, which one did she come out of? You're going to know.
Left
the chances
or right.
of two people coming out the apartments, sort of like round about the same time, is going to be a bit slim.
Yeah, but if the two people do go out at the same time, then we know both are empty, so it doesn't matter if we go into the wrong one.
But the other thing is, what type of lock did you say was on the apartment in Wills?
On the apartment?
Yeah, to get into it. Was it
the apartment
did it
block
open via SIN or?
Yeah.
Okay.
The outside door did. You can't obviously see the inside door at all.
And I won't be able to tell you. It will just look a grey mess.
Correct.
But that's going to be a
do I see?
well,
do I just see everything? Just to clarify, so I know I don't see people, but the objects and stuff. Would I be able to see, like, the objects, but it's just all grey?
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So can I look to see if the hallway, if there's any sign of female occupancy, such as handbags, high-heeled shoes that kicked off by the door, that sort of thing, in the apartment I'm in?
Yeah, I mean, there's a corridor there, and there appears to be some kind of closet on the left as you go in, and the other one is just mirrored on the opposite side. There's a corridor and there's a closet on the right. You see, so it's almost like a walk-in closet that you would put your coats, etc. in.
Is there's got to be any, can we not like go to the council or something and say, look, we're looking for this person?
No, I mean that would work. Okay, so the other thing is how we're going to get through the door, because unless it's a host, we're not going to be able to hack it, and we're not going to be able to hack it at 9 o'clock in the morning anyway. Could we keep the place under surveillance, watch for somebody else going in, and then maybe tomorrow you could mask one of us as them, and then as she's coming out they could go in. Hopefully she would recognize them from being in the same apartment and not say anything, and we could get in through the door without having to
say that again. Sorry.
Sort of like she's coming out, we mask ourselves as somebody else from the apartment block if we find somebody who, you know, keep it under surveillance, somebody else who goes in.
Yeah.
And then as she's coming out, they go in, and hopefully she would recognize the other person, you know, sort of like, and just, you know, not bother closing the door properly.
Oh, right.
You know how it's done. It's, you know,
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Sorry, this is all out game, obviously, because I can't talk to anyone in the astral.
Well, I presume that you're coming. If you're having a chit chat now, I presume you'll be out of astral, back in the car.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, the chances are it's not going to be a host. I mean, I can check it out quickly. I'll quickly check it out to see whether or not it's actually got a, you know, the building's a host.
You would do your matrix perception check. You won't have any noise because you're within 100 meters of it. Yeah, it's not a host, but the door lock on the front is a wireless SIN lock, so it's a mad lock, but it's wireless, because obviously it has to be because of the SIN connection to it.
Right, so I can actually hack it to get.
You can hack it to get into it, but the actual apartment block is not a SIN. It's not a host, sorry.
Right. Okay. So hopefully both doors will be actually wireless, and if they are, then I can get into both doors.
Well, yeah, there probably will be, because it's likely in an apartment block like this is that if the front door is SIN activated, then the inside one will be as well.
Right. Okay.
So even, I mean, you could probably see that all from your 3 successes. You could probably see that all the doors are SIN, are wireless and present in the matrix from gazing at from the outside, because they're all wireless, so you can actually see them all.
Okay. Right, so is that the plan? Is that what we're going to do?
Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, we can do that.
You all right with that, Big?
Yeah, you want me to wait in the car?
Yeah, I mean, what we're going to do? We're going to go back tomorrow morning. Keep it under surveillance from sort of like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Wait for her to go out, and then we'll go in. How long can you stay in astral for?
It's a few hours, I think, off the top of my head. I can't remember.
Right, so that's all right. So you keep an eye on the corridor, wait for somebody to come out. We'll cross-reference it with them coming down through the lift. And then you could even mask me as her to go back in.
Yeah, later on we can do
if
that.
anybody says anything, It may it look a bit silly because of the time it's going to take me to get through the lot. What rating was it, by the way? Did I notice from my astral perception?
The rating of them, let me just check this, is 2.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I should be able to. I should be able to get through it all right pretty quick. So that's what we're going to do.
Okay then, so let me just get this right. You're going to all sit in the car. Then a carrot's going to go astral and wait in the corridor until somebody comes out of one of the doors on the 3rd floor. And then once they come out of the 3rd floor door, he's going to come back to his body and said somebody's just going to come out. And then you're going to see whether or not the person that actually has come down matches that person.
Matches Farah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if it's not, repeat, and then wait to the other person comes out the other apartment. Is that the plan?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's only 2 apartments. So.
Yeah. So, and then go from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then, so you spend the night and you go back in the morning and you park up the car again, and Carrot goes astral into the building again, and then what time are you getting there? Just out of interest.
7:30.
7:30. So just as Carrot gets there, somebody is coming out of one of the apartments, the one on the left. And he comes, the aura comes out, and then it goes in, and he zips back to his body and says to you, somebody's coming out, but it's not Farah. It's just like a corporate wage slave and going off to do something. So Carrot goes back into astral and goes back onto the corridor, and then precisely 8:10. Farah comes out of the apartment on the right, while an aura comes out, and Carrot zips back to his body and says somebody's just coming out again, and you notice that Farah comes out and passes the car, and this 1 second. Passes the car and heads off down to work.
Whilst she's doing that, sort of like just to wind up a little bit, as she's coming out, and once I'm back in my body, can I just switch to astrally perceive to see if I can like recognize her?
Yeah, roll your sensing.
So if this fails, then I know I can find her again in a crowd, basically. I got 3.
Yeah, she's not magically active. She's a secretary.
Okay. But what I mean is so that I can recognize her astral persona or aura, so I can look at it, remember it, and then if we need to find her again, basically through the astral, I can see her.
Yeah, hang on. You can see her if you do an sensing plus magic test with your limit of astral, and the thing is 3. That's what you can do, or memory test. So you do a memory test. A character can attempt to read an astral signature by doing a sensing plus magic, which I presume you've done.
I just rolled the sensing skill, so I assume that's what it is.
Yeah, to read it, to see what they're all about, then you do a sensing plus magic, and the limited by astral, but it's the target number is 3, and then once you successfully read her, then you do a memory test to find her again. So what you need to cast a sensing plus magic. That's what you need to cast, not your sensing roll. So you'll need to use the normal roll down at the bottom. And then I need to know what's your astral
My astral
limit.
limit.
Should be quite high.
I don't have. I've got physical, mental, or social. I don't have an astral limit on the sheet.
Well,
It'll be mental, won't
yeah,
it?
it's above. It's above. Well, the mental is 7, and it's above 3, so that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's right.
Okay, so if we give it sort of like 20 minutes, and
Yeah.
then if you cast physical mask on me,
Okay.
and then I'm going to go up to the door, and then in AR mode, I'm going to quickly try to hack on the fly as I get up to it to open it.
cool. So, is Carrot coming with you, or staying in the car, or what?
Carrot's going to come with me.
Okay, yeah.
I've got.
I'll
2
stay in the
successes.
car and keep an eye out in case she comes back.
Okay.
Yeah, let Carrot know if she comes back.
So you've just
Really?
taken a
1 point of stun, haven't I?
yeah.
Yeah, done.
Okay, so I'm going to be in AR mode.
Yeah.
Walk up to the door with Carrot, keeping an eye on me, and then as I get up to the door, I'm going to pause as if I'm looking for something in my coat pocket, and I'm going to hack on the fly and try to
Cool.
get a mark on the door and open it.
Yeah, it quite easily. It's just sort of like clicks. You get a mark on it, no problem at all.
Okay, can I open it?
Yeah, so you need to control the device now to open it. Yeah, it clicks open, no problems at all.
Okay, so we'll head across to the elevator, and we'll take it up to the 3rd floor,
Yeah,
and we'll head to the apartment on the right-hand side.
yeah,
And I'll try to once I get up to the door, I'll try to. I'm going to stop, and I'm going to listen at the door first.
yeah. Cool. Make your perception roll.
Skills, perception.
You don't hear anything.
Okay. I'll turn to Carrot and say, "You just want to check that she was alone."
Yeah, I can do. So, how would I do that in words?
Well, I'm presuming FaZe wants you to astrally project again.
Yeah, do some of this funky magic stuff.
So you're going
Because
to
you're not going to have to lie on the floor.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I'm going to have to lie on the floor, and the spell I'm casting on you will end, and
correct.
that sort of thing.
And you would have to go in and search the whole
Yeah, but
apartment.
we know we're up here by ourselves. The other person went out first. She's gone. So unless somebody opens the door, there's nobody going to be. I'll go and keep an eye on the elevator.
Is there anything in the corridor, such as a chair or?
No, it's completely blank. You're just going to have to lie down on the floor.
Okay, yeah,
Slump in the corner.
I'll slump in a corner, the far corner,
Okay then.
and go astral, and then go into the apartment and
So FaZe,
carefully search the apartment for any forms of life.
your thing automatically drops, so you're not masked anymore.
No, that's fine.
So-
I'm keeping an eye on the elevator anyway.
Yeah, nice one. So Carrot, you're in that corridor. Are you planning on going around and searching the whole room, the whole apartment?
Room by room, the whole of what's her name's Farah's apartment, room by room, but carefully and trying not
Okay,
to
then.
be not just like appearing in the middle of the room, kind of like trying to do it as subtly as possible.
Yeah, okay then. So there's do you want to check closets and wardrobes as well?
If I can see that the door's closed, no.
Okay then. So 1, 2, 3,
Why? She's gonna have someone
4,
tied up in the closet.
5,
Hopefully not.
7. Okay then. So there's probably about 7 or 8 rooms to check. So you'll sort of like have to go through the apartment, drifting into room at room. You'll go through the doors quite naturally, but I mean you search the whole lot. It takes you about 5 minutes, 10 minutes to drift through every single one. But the apartment seems completely empty.
Okay. At which point I will go straight back to my body. And once I've revived, I look at FaZe and go, can't see anyone in the apartment. It's all clear.
Okay, so I'm going to go up to the door and I'm going to hack on the fly.
Yeah, cool.
I'll try to get a mark on it to open it. Well, try to get a mark on it first.
I will,
I'm in AR mode still.
whilst he's doing that, I will get up and swap positions with him so that I'm keeping an eye on the elevator.
Yeah, it quite easily gets a mark on it. There's not a lot of security on it at all.
I'll try to open it.
Yeah, opens quite easily.
Okay, so we'll go in and along with Carrot, and then once we're in, we'll close the door, and I'll control device on it to lock it again.
Yeah. Door locked.
This is the main entrance, is it here? Yeah.
You should see the whole apartment now. Yeah. You can probably see Billy Bob's car just
Is this
there.
an office? This one here.
Yeah. So you'll need to.
I'll
need to go.
Percept and I'll look for devices.
Hidden devices.
Well, I'll see. Is there any? I'll go into AR mode. Is there any devices in the? What devices can I see in the place?
The only devices you can see are the wireless on the locks, and that's it.
Right. Okay. So no computer, no comm.
No. Unless it's number one, not wireless.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
otherwise,
So
it's
I'm going to
hidden.
look for hidden devices. Maybe looking for things like data chips, anything like that.
Or a data chip you would only see it if it was hidden, if it was wireless. You wouldn't see it. So you can look for hidden devices which are wireless. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. It's perception, isn't it?
Yeah. No, there seems to be nothing wireless in the room apart from, I mean, there are the normal things like there's the toaster and the microwave, but there's no hidden devices in here.
Okay, so we'll have to hope that she's got it on a hard copy. So let's split up and search.
Okay.
So I'll start up in this room, top left-hand corner. Looking for any type of media that might store pictures, data chips, anything like that.
Okay, then. So if you're both searching the apartment, you both need to do like a searching skill if you have it, or if not, a perception skill. You need to do it as an extended test. Okay, and each time you're doing a round, a test, it's going to be 5 minutes. So you can judge how many times you want to do it.
Say that again.
So you need to roll your perception or your searching skill. It's an extended test. So you can do it for lots of 5 minutes.
Okay.
So, and then I know the difficulty of finding something. So you can say, I'll just do it twice. I'll just search for 10 minutes. Or you could say, I'll search for, 15 minutes or whatever.
Okay, so I'm going to search for. I mean, it's a big apartment. I'm going to search for half an hour.
Okay. And what about you, Carrot?
I'll do the same.
So that'll be six dice rolls, and remember you'll reduce it by 1 every time you roll. So you roll your perception or your searching skill, and then
perception's at 8, so minimum dice would be 2.
correct, yeah.
And what about the number of successes?
Well, you just keep it as open because you're trying to generate as
you
much
don't need
as.
to put anything in.
No.
Right, okay. So I was out of successes. I got 9 successes.
Yeah, and Carrot got 6 successes. So you're doing this half an hour between you, both of you doing it for half an hour, not both doing it for half an hour. So after half an hour, this is what you actually find out. So you notice that in this room here, do you see it? In the bedroom.
Right, yeah, I can now. Yeah.
In this wardrobe here, there is a safe that is locked with a keypad. You actually find it about 10 or 15 minutes into your search. Billy Bob, can you make a perception roll for me, please? Okay, thank you. You don't see anyone.
Keypad.
Yeah.
Can I hear what's going on?
Only what they say out loud. So they probably say to you, "We found a key. We found a safe with a keypad."
Okay. I'm gonna type in check for fingerprints on the keypad. So obviously she's not gonna press every single button, is she?
How are we going to check for them though?
I'm sure she'd have there'd be smudges on the key on the buttons.
Like blusher.
Just smudges.
Maybe get some makeup. Maybe get
maybe she had
and
yeah. Chuck some talcum powder over it.
To be honest with you, I think that's the only way that we're going to be able to get in. I can't think of any other. I can't think of any other way to get into it.
Well, yes, there's a number of ways to get into it.
Sorry, I can't think of any way to get into it that we're going to be able to do.
You've got a tablet, haven't you? This is out of game. So if you got a tablet,
does it have a universal data jack on
No.
it?
It's just like an old-fashioned safe with a keypad on. So the thing is, what you're likely to have to do, you need to well, first of all, you have to somehow get the cover off. Well, there's several things you can do. Number one, you can use a piece of gadget that is like a sequencer that actually goes over the top of it.
Yeah, I know that, but we don't have one of those.
Right.
The second way would be to take off the surrounding of the actual keypad. to get into the electronics underneath it.
Yeah, and you could do that either by locksmithing it off, or
Yeah.
you can
How heavy is it?
or you could do it by breaking it.
Right,
off.
but then once you're inside it, it's then a case of using something like electronics or
Locksmithing.
again locksmithing, but you would need like a kit to do that, I presume. You would need like a locksmith's kit.
No, locksmithing kits are used for tumbler locks and things like that.
Right. So once
You would have, like, if you were a locksmith, you would have things like electrodes and things like that you would just use, a bit like in Aliens when they top the thing down and they sort of like do 2 electrodes and it goes G and the door comes open.
yeah, but what I'm
like
saying
short
is that
circuit.
Yeah,
we don't
exactly.
we don't have any way of doing any of that. We can smash off but nobody has the lock picking skill.
Nope.
How heavy is it?
And it doesn't
it down.
default.
No, it doesn't.
So
Was that the only sort of like thing that we found in our in
Yeah,
our search?
yeah. That's the only thing that you found that could hide sensitive data. I mean, you found a toaster, but you don't think.
how many
do me some toast.
how many digits is it? Is it like a 4-digit?
You
Can
don't know
tell
that.
from the number of dashes that's on it.
Well, number of keys.
I'm going to press 0. How many times does it come up on it?
It's a 9. Sorry, it's a 9-figure number. A 9-digit number. Yeah. No, it's just
Hang
one.
on.
It's just one.
Oh, I'll press 1.
Yeah. It's a 9.
And how's it bolted into the wardrobe?
It's actually like, like a hotel safe. So it's actually into the actual. You could pick it up and take it with you.
I tend to phase and say perhaps we should call a Johnson and hire someone who's good at lockpicking. Because that's the only way I can see that we can do it, other than stealing it ourselves, which will look a bit suspicious and silly when we're walking out. It'll be a bit obvious as to what we've done.
Could you not disguise it as a sick puppy or something?
Could do, yeah, but we're still going to have to get into it somehow.
Take it and destroy it.
I mean, I would prefer to take it with us if we can.
Yeah, that's
I mean, if we can take it, then we might as well take it and open it.
That's fine.
At least
I can cast.
at least then we've got the stuff. I don't really want to hire somebody else to open it, because we're only getting paid $3,500 for the job.
That's
This
okay.
is sort of like a side job that we're going to have to do. So anything that
That's all right. I
fork
can.
out for this.
That's okay. I can cast a spell on it to make it look like something else. So we're not carrying out a safe.
The only thing that would be obvious is that Farah would know that the safe has been stolen.
Oh well.
I can't see any other way of getting into it. But then again, we don't even know whether or not what we're after is actually going to be in here.
Failing that, right? Take the safe, take it back. We'll destroy it. If it's not in there, then we'll grab her and hang her off a building without shooting her in the neck.
All right, let's take the safe, and I don't know what we'll do with it.
Right, you're taking the safe out with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Is it once we've got it out of the wardrobe, I will cast Trid Phantasm on it to make it look like a parcel that we're carrying to take to the post office or something. It's all labelled up and that sort of thing.
Yeah, cool. Roll it.
Nice.
Oh, no, don't want any situation modifiers. Why did you not roll? Five successes on that one.
Yeah, cool.
So it's like a nice brown cardboard box with decently legible
Yeah, it looks. It
address
looks.
on it and nice some stamps, that sort of thing.
Who's carrying it? It's probably wise for you to
Faze.
carry it,
Oh, yeah, okay, I can carry it.
because then you know that you're going to keep it in sight. That's what I'm thinking. You know, so you can actually make sure. Did you do physical mask on it, or did you do?
Oh no, I did do physical mask. Yeah, sorry. I thought I hit fid trans thingy.
Yeah, it'd be the trid one that you need to do.
Yeah, my bad.
That's it.
4 successes.
Brilliant.
And 1 stun.
Is that 2 now?
That's 2 stun I have at the moment.
Yeah. Cool. So you've now got the safe. It looks pretty well as a wrapped up brown parcel. And are you heading out now?
Yeah, we'll head to the we'll head to the car. So we've been about half an hour, haven't we?
No, it hasn't been that much. It's only been about 20 minutes. Big, can you just roll a perception check, please? Yeah, from your little wing mirror in the car, you can see that Farah is heading back along the road, running, sort of like tottering along. You figure she might have forgotten something or something like that. She just seems to be tottering upside as fast as she possibly can go.
Okay, I'm going to message them and say, look, she's on her way. Get out now. I might actually jump out and accidentally bump into her, type of thing, as well.
Yeah, go for it.
So as I get out and as she's running by, I'm going to get out of the car and knock into her. It's like, hey, watch it.
Yeah, no worries. So just roll for me your agility. Just roll double your agility for me. Guys in the apartment, what do you wish to do?
Carry on walking out. And I say to Faze, make sure you lock the door.
Yeah.
Apply wounds. I ain't got no wounds.
Do I need to lock it behind her? Well, I suppose I do. Yeah.
You do, because she left it locked.
Okay,
You see double agility.
Yeah, double agility.
So that'd be 10, yeah?
Correct, yeah. It probably just automatically locks behind you, Faze, so don't worry.
Okay.
So like normal roll, 10 dice.
Yeah.
So,
1 success still.
still good.
So you sort of like just gently nudge her. You know, it doesn't actually stop her at all. She sort of like what's about. She sort of like looks at you. She just sort of says, "Be careful, orc." Like that.
I said, me be careful, you be careful.
And she
You
just sort
knocked
of
into
like
me.
she just sort of like carries on walking towards the
I shout her back, hey, come back.
and she sort of like goes. She just carries on walking. If you want to stop her, you're going to have to grab her.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Are we going to take the lift down, Carol, or do you want to go into the other apartment?
Farah's activated the front door, so she's gone through the front door.
Right,
Okay, I wanna get
yeah,
back in the
best thing.
car.
Yeah, the other
go
apartment's
into
the
the
best
left.
option. Oh, no. Okay.
We'll go
Fine,
into the
go
left,
into the
and
left.
we'll go down.
Okay, cool. So you get into the lift, and she calls the lift, and it sort of like comes down, and she's sort of like.
Whilst we're in the lift, I will cast physical mask twice, whilst obviously maintaining Dread Trid Phantasm on both myself and FaZe to make us look like
FedEx.
Yeah, delivery people.
Okay, how many spells can you actually sustain at once?
I can have one at level 2 because I haven't got anything cast at the moment on that.
So one's going
and then
so one will be level 2 then, I presume.
yeah, that will be one of the physical masks I roll because
Okay,
I want
then.
to keep Trid Phantasm at the highest I can roll it at.
Right, so roll.
'Cause that's the safe.
So where's this first physical mask going on to?
FaZe because it's more important
Okay, so
because of his tattoos.
So you need to cast that first, and this will be at -2, won't it? Because you're not using the thing to sustain the other spell.
Yep, that's right. So that's the first one.
So that's 2 successes on that one.
Yep, and that's the one that's going to be sustained.
Okay then. So that's going to be 2 successes on that one. So that will be sustained. So now what you need to do is roll your next one, which will be at -2 as well.
Yep. That's 3 successes on me.
Cool. Now I'm just seeing. I need to find out how many spells you can actually sustain at any one point.
If I have to, if it's
No. It says you can take -2 dice to penalty to all tests while sustained.
Until you run out of dice.
Yeah, you can sustain multiple spells, but the -2 penalty is cumulative for each spell. So now you're at -4.
For any other tests I want to do. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, so it sort of like goes down, and she sort of like she stood down at the bottom waiting for the lift, and she sort of like lets you come out, and she tuts at you, and she gets into the lift, and then up she goes, and then
Okay. And then we will carry on walking out to the apartment block
with the safe. Excellent.
with a parcel.
Yeah.
Parcel. The safe.
Okay. Cool. So
we need to get this. Chances are knowing our luck, she has gone back to the apartment to actually get something from the safe. But we do have a chance of actually getting it open, getting what's inside, and maybe getting it back.
That's true.
Putting it back.
Failing that, I can always try
I
and
want to put it back.
Failing that, yeah. No, it's best to get. I say it's best to get rid of it. Failing that, I can always try and the more direct approach and try and romance her and get into the apartment that way.
I think that's probably. I think we should try that.
Yeah, definitely.
Just for the role playing.
Only if it's not in the safe.
Okay, right. We need to get into this safe. So, Billy Bob,
Yes, sir.
your girlfriend has connections in the gang. Does she know anybody who might be able to open up a safe for us?
Let's find out.
So you're going to hire somebody to open the safe for you. Is that the plan?
Well, see whether or not she's yeah.
Is there a way that we could shoot the door off or something without damaging the safe too much?
You can actually you can actually shoot off the thing, but if you don't have a locksmithing skill, then you can't actually. Once the casing is off, if you have when to open a lock, like I said, you can do it in 2 ways. You can either buy a secret. Well, three ways. You can either hire somebody to unpick the lock for you with a
Which
locksmithing
is what we're going
skill.
to have to do, because that's the only way that we can do it.
All right, so that's what you're doing then.
Yeah,
Well-
because we don't have a sequencer to get into it,
Okay.
and we don't have even if we get the outer compartment off it, we don't have a locksmith who can then.
You would
nobody
need-
has
yeah.
a locksmith skill to then do their stuff, and because it doesn't default onto anything else. The only
Correct.
way that
Could we
can
just
do
not
is
smash
to-
it open?
No, we can smash the bit off it, but once it's all electronics inside.
No, he's saying, and Billy Bob's saying, can you not smash the whole thing open?
Yeah.
So what you could probably do is you go to Handbrake. Handbrake could probably get one of those torches
Angle
thing.
grinders.
Oh yeah, and sort of like blast her way through it. I mean, she won't do it. I know you're going out with her, Billy Bob, but she's not going to do it for nout. You know, you probably
Well,
have.
you will.
Probably have to pay her. You'll have to pay her to do it, but she can probably either burn off the lock or just angle grind it through it eventually. It'll take a bit of time. It's not going to be sort of like, because it's a safe. You know, it's not something that they're going to be able to go, "Chung, oh, there it is, it's open." You probably have to leave it for her, you know, for
Well, that's
a day
going
or
to be
so.
the cheapest option, but it's also going to be the option that's going to cause the most damage to the stuff inside.
Correct, yeah.
And we might not then know that we've got the correct information,
Okay.
if you see what I mean. So, I mean, it might be, we don't know what it's going to be yet, but say it's data chips. If somebody's angle grinding or blow torching off, everything inside's going to be getting hot. They could melt. Whereas if we go for the locksmith route,
That
Right.
seems to be the best route because
Okay,
it's the
so we
safest to
have-
keep the contents intact.
okay, so do we have a contact who will be able to put us in touch with a locksmith?
I have a gang enforcer friend, Finn.
Right, would he, or is it a case of contacting Troll Johnson?
I don't
How much
think.
is this gonna-
Well, it could cost you anything. I mean, highest price it's going to cost you is about 1,000 credits. You know, because the other thing is that you don't know, technically, is that you don't know how good a locksmith you need to take off the lock. So, say for example, you hired a locksmith that for 200 credits, they might not actually be able to do the lock. So you're going to have to invest about 1,000 credits to sort of like ensure that you employ a locksmith who's good enough to actually open the lock. And the other thing about it is that it's their market, isn't it? Because, for example, they say it's a bit like, you know, when you've got a plumbing problem and the plumber says £500, you can't sort of like say no, thank you, because you need the plumber, you know, and you need that locksmith.
So the best thing I think to do would be to contact Troll Johnson, find and ask him if he has somebody on his books who can hack into, and then we name the type of safe it is, because I assume all those sorts of safes will have
like
the
grade.
name, the name and
I think
serial number of the safe.
I don't think Troll Johnson is contacted for runs, you know, so, and things like that. So he's a lot higher than that. I think I think your initial idea, just get in touch with the four wheelers. The four wheelers probably have somebody on the, you know, one of the gang members who's maybe even Satnav might be able to pick the lock, you know, and
Or
do.
we could start going 0000001 0000002
Yeah.
until we get it.
Oh, let's do that.
What you could do,
So
you could search for the instruction manual. Because that will probably have the factory password on it in the instruction manual, because she might not have changed it from the factory password.
Or in case you forgot your password, here's how to reset it.
Yeah, because they always have that on the internet for high quality saves.
Yeah,
So I think your best
YouTube.
I think your best
But-
option here, therefore, is to pay out 1,000 credits, so
I mean-
that'll come off one or more of yours, and then
If we were to split it 3 ways, it's only 300 and something quid, which is within the extra 500 I negotiated for everyone.
What about
So-
your mate Mike? It's because of it's his freaking.
I don't think he's going to.
He's a driver. He's not a locksmith.
No, I don't mean get him to pay for it. It's for him. We're doing this for him.
We can try, but
Get him
I'd rather.
or at least get him to chip in for it.
No,
I'd rather do that
his deal
afterwards.
is that he's going to actually provide us with the band details. This is us doing him a favour. He's not going to pay for it as well. Let's just
No.
knock the money off. 334 credits, and
It's the most money I've ever had in my life.
so you're paying a locksmith to open the safe for you. So they quite happily come round to your apartment, because obviously you don't want to give them the safe. You know, so they come round to your apartment, and what they do is that they take out like a sequencer, and they just sort of like tap it over the top, and they press a button, and it goes, and basically it does what you guys were saying. So it starts off by going 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, then it puts a 1, and it goes through all the numbers from 0. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. And then after about 15, 17 minutes, it goes chink, and the safe opens. So he takes the sequencer off, and he gets paid 1,000 credits by direct transfer, and off he pops. You know, quite happy. I'll make up who it is, so you can come and do it again at some other time. Because obviously, if you need another lock doing, I might call him Julian.
Julian's a good name.
Julian the
It
locksmith.
is.
Yeah.
I don't know, Robin.
No, I like Julian.
Robin Bastard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
Okay, what's inside?
well, inside there's a series of. There's actually about 12 to 15 data chips in there.
Okay, so can I start slotting them into my cyber deck and checking the...
Yeah, I mean, basically what it is a whole load of images with Farah, with various people, including Mike. And it's obvious that you can tell, FaZe, that they're not actually real. They've actually been fabricated. And you also notice that there's a lot of transmissions, recorded logs of transmissions saying things like, if you don't give me X amount of credits, then I will show your wife this. And so there's a whole load of logs of communications like that. You could quite easily find the one that belongs to Mike. You know, that is Mike's one.
Does he want the information returning to him, or does he just want to destroy him?
He wanted it destroyed, I think.
Right. Okay. So let's contact Mike. Tell him that we have the information, so he's in the clear. Ask him whether or not he wants proof that we've had it, and in which case we'll send him a copy of one of the images, and then tell him that we can destroy them.
He's quite happy for you to destroy it. He doesn't want one of the images sent over to him because he says that might be that might be traceable. He doesn't want the images being sent over, but he trusts his buddy Carrot that you've actually got rid of it. And
Don't destroy it with blackmail.
he says thank you for doing the job, and he'll get in touch with you the next time the medical supplies are on the way out, so to speak.
Okay, we won't actually destroy the things. We'll just stick the data chips into a...
Are you keeping them all then?
Yeah.
We're going to keep them all, but I mean we'll wait until after the...
So are
sure
you not destroying Mike's?
We're not destroying any of them.
Oh right, okay then.
And then
and we can always slowly identify the others that she has faked, and then we can get money off them to say, give us. We've heard that she's been doing this, blackmailing you. Give us 500 credits. We'll get rid of it for you.
Cool.
No, I was just thinking
Yeah,
of
let's get our money back.
just in case he changes his mind and says, "Oh, well, no, now I want so and so for giving the information about the truck."
That's fine. We'll give this your wife.
Okay, guys.
And then we'll get rid of the safe in the Thames
Okay, yeah, no worries.
during the night.
So you've kept all the things. You've told Mike that you've destroyed his, but you haven't, and so you've got it all for blackmailing in future situations.
No, it's nothing to do with blackmailing. We're just keeping it so that if he changes his mind again or changes the goalposts and says, I do want, rather than that, I want this. We've got it there to say, well, we've still got the pictures.
Yeah,
It's not blackmail.
that's what I was saying.
Negotiation.
To blackmail him. Excellent. Okay, guys, well, let's leave it there for tonight. So let's go round. So Chuggerwugger, where can people find you?
I'm Chuggerwugger. You can find me here on Tuesdays for Shadowrun. Oh, you can also find me in Will's channel when he's streaming, where I act as a moderator.
Excellent. And Longshanks EPG.
Hi guys, I'm Longshanks EPG. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch using that handle. I'm not streaming at the moment, but you'll find me in Will's chat. Most times he's streaming, being a pain, and you'll probably find me in Big Beastie's channel whenever he's streaming as well.
Excellent. And Big Beastie.
I am Big Beastie, and you can find me on my channel and in all the links down there on my channel. And also, you can find me in here on a Saturday playing some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, Dungeons and Dragons. Excellent. Okay, guys, please remember that you can always go along and catch up with all the past episodes. Oh, that's wrong.
Who's typing?
That's the wrong
Not me.
Please remember that you can go along and catch up with all. Thank you for the bits. Thank you. Remember that you can go along and catch up with all the exciting past episodes of the game by going along to inwills.co.uk. And don't forget that you can follow me on Twitter, and don't forget to join the Discord channel on !Discord as well. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's adventure. I will be back on Thursday night. I don't know what I'm going to be streaming yet, but I'll definitely be streaming something. And until then,
Is it going to be 7 Days to Die?
7 days, yeah.
No. Until then, I'd just like to say to each and every one of you, have fun. And I'll catch you all later. And until then, consider yourself well and truly waffled. Have fun, guys. Bye.